Well, good morning, Willowbrook, and happy Monday to you. We are starting our week with an incredible prophecy and promise that we find in the 7th chapter of the book of Isaiah. And the beginning of this chapter starts in the time in which Ahaz was the king of Judah. And we quickly find Ahaz and the people of Judah in a place of fear. The reason is because Aram and Ephraim had decided to join forces together, and there was fear of what would happen to Judah. Could they possibly now divide Judah? Well, verse 2 says, Ahaz and his people were shaken as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. They are literally so shaken by what could possibly happen. This just makes me think about what happens in our life just with any fear. Right? There's often a time where there's anxiety, fear, whatever it is, but we are so shaken by what could possibly happen. And I love what we learn from this story and how we can apply it to our own life today, because Ahaz is so shaken, and yet he finds the promise of God in this passage. Verse 7 says, "Yet this is what the sovereign Lord says." So he's hearing from the Lord. He says, "It will not take place. It will not happen, for the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only Rezin. Within 65 years, Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all." So God is basically saying your fear, the thing you're worried about, is actually not going to even occur. It's not going to take place. So here's what you have to do. You have to stand firm in your faith. Same is true for us. So many things that we dread about tomorrow, that we're fearful of, do not even come to pass. And God is just saying, stand firm in your faith. Stand firm in who I am and the promises that I have for you. Again, the Lord speaks to Ahaz, and to go even further, he says, listen, ask me for a sign. Like, I want to prove to you that I'm good, that I'm taking care of you. Ask me for a sign. And whether or not Ahaz is trying to be holier than thou, or just is kind of scared to do so, he comes back with this. He says, I will not put the Lord to the test. And Isaiah at this point butts in and he says, you dummy. No, that's kind of what I'm thinking. He says, how will you try the patience of my God also? Like, hello, buddy. God's saying, let me prove it to you. And this is where Isaiah comes through with this incredible prophecy and this promise. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and he will be called Emmanuel. And then he goes on to tell how quickly the Lord will do what he says, and how these countries that Ahaz is fearing, they won't even be in existence for too long. So here's the promise for Ahaz and for us. What does Emmanuel mean? It means God with us, right? It's July, but okay, we're celebrating Christmas in July in a way right here in this verse. God is with us. He was with Ahaz. He's with us. He's with you. He's with me. No matter what we're walking through today, God is still constant. He's the same. He's faithful, and he's with us. And so I think that our takeaway from today is the things that we're fearing, the things that we're dreading, turn it over to God today. Allow him to take control and do what he says. Stand firm in your faith. Stand firm that God is in control, that he's got it, that he is with you. He always has been. He always will be. He is Emmanuel. Have a great day. Have a great week, and trust the Lord.